Alright, and we're back! Sorry about the ending abruptly last time, but it was running quite over time. So this is how the world looks currently. I paused it at the beginning just so you can see sort of like the plans. So UK, it's got a bit of a foothold here. Basically Italy has captured most of Greece, but the Greece have capitulated, so that's why they actually own their capital. But so has Italy, because obviously they actually own their normal bit. But Greece, what remained of the islands, have invaded Turkey, probably with the help of the Soviets on their side. Most of their lines are quite busy. The Soviets over here, which are actually beating the Turkish people. Bulgaria's fine, they haven't really got involved. Romania's doing alright actually, along with Hungary and Slovakia, which I believe Slovakia capitulated. Berlin, as I said last time, is in the range zone, and then Free France is taking a foothold here along with the UK, and over on the other border, still managed to get their way into Japan, but they have retaken this northern bit here. So this one is this one. Da 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 da. This is a major conflict zone here. They had a bit of an expansion force there. Good for them. Meanwhile, the UK is being. The US is sending divisions to the Allied powers. So I don't know if they're involved. That was all. Yeah, the most recent was the US. The most recent thing happened was the offensive of Tano joining, but you know, so the invasion of the German Reich is actually going really well for the Soviets now. They seem to be getting a bit of foothold now that they're planning their attack a bit more. Like Poland area is completely gone, and they're pushing for Berlin, which is now highly likely to be captured. What's up north? Belgium has reappeared, so congratulations to them. I mean, I knew they had still troops, but it's probably because, you know, the Germans are pushing their troops back. I mean, they only have one division near Paris, in that area. A little bit there is Germany as well, I believe. Yeah, there. It's busy. You have to remember this alternate universe. What's Marseille the capital? It's Blaine the capital. Oh, Free France. Who actually seems to be capturing it slowly. So that's good for them. They're probably gonna. Don't know if Spain will be able to hold themselves, but Portugal isn't got involved. The Free French are pushing their way up as I expected they would, but they lost their northern bit here. But Belgium is now back to north. The Soviet Comique. Oh. What was that? A Soviet Comique has announced a capitulation of all German forces in Berlin. After encircling the city, the Russians stormed its several different directions, with the German defenders which resisted furiously every step of the way. Soviet troops finally brought their way across multiple bridges into the Reichstag building, hunting room by room until they reached the roof, and the Soviet flag was raised into the city. The Battle of Berlin is over. So Berlin is captured. As we can see from the updated map. Currently nothing at the moment, but the Soviet finished what it basically. Germany is still holding out a lot of this area. Basically, it won't capitulate until Japan is taken out as well. So you've got, as I said last time, the Eastern Front, the Far East Front, and the Southern Front, because there isn't really a front over here. They're not really too much fighting. Well, now there sort of is. There is the Southern and Western Front have sort of merged into one. That will call the Western Front now, because it's more west. But yeah, this is the Eastern Front, and you got the Far East, which is going really well for them. Which is going really well for them because you know they've got a clear space now. The small bit of Belgium that was free is being dealt with, probably because the Germans are falling back. But with the Germans falling back, could mean that they could now start looping in around on the Romanians, Hungarians, and Slovakians. If they can get their way around there, they can probably take out all three of them. There's a lot of fighting going on there. Romanians seem to be doing pretty well down here, though. But who knows? With the northern bit here, obviously Switzerland staying neutral. Basically, it's because they've still got like Munich and Frankfurt and Amsterdam. Probably that's what's keeping them afloat. Other than that, they also have Copenhagen. What do they? I don't actually know. Yeah, they do, but because Denmark capitulated, they both have control. Technically, it's confusing. Wow, that push down forward is going really well for them. They're very close to Vinia now. Which is worth 30, so you know that's quite a big amount. So we could have the German Empire, or German Reich, capitulating. It seems nationally Spain has been giving a couple of lots of its land to, it's pushing back the Free French. Who knows, the Reich might capitulate. If in this alternate universe it does, that would be quite amazing. Oh, Turkey's still on it out though. Very good for them. Well, there isn't that much fighting going down Turkey, to be honest. They're all focusing on one off. Japan, nothing's happening there, obviously, because nobody can be bothered with the naval invasion. The Soviets are holding out there. Japan's invading Australia. It's hardly surprising, because the Australians are in the war. But, you know, the Romanian invasion seems to be going alright. The battle in Crimea seems to be still going strong, but who knows if they can hold, if the Romanians can hold Crimea, because it's cut off from the rest of their lines. But they seem to be doing alright. The Reich is now, let's see how far to capitulation. The German Reich is now 12% still. It's because it still has a lot of points. Vinia and Munich and Frankfurt are probably its best points. Basically, anything with a circle on it is a good point to capture. So, for example, Brussels, Antwerpen, Amsterdam. Amsterdam's worth a lot. Berlin's been unoccupied, actually. Surprisingly. They've sort of pushed back there, so it's good for them. Good work, them. Surprised that they left. Really, but there you go, it's right on it. Oh no, they got it back, see? It's very hit and miss. Needs to be some resistance going on. Turkey's capitulating. Joseph Stalin has announced that the cowardly Turkish nation could no longer withstand the pressure from the overwhelming presence of the Soviet forces. The Turkish government chose to flee the country and have gone into exile. Their main forces have capitulated, and the Soviet Union is now in control of their home area. For the war is against what remains of the X continues, it's a great victory for all the communist men. Wow, that's pretty good. Like what the Soviets got from that. Look at that. Pretty good for them. Oh! Joseph Stalin has announced that the cowardly Iranian nation can no longer withstand the pressure from the overwhelming presence of Soviet forces throughout the country. The Iranian government chose to flee the country and has gone into exile. Blah 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 blah, same thing. That is now the Soviet Union. Oh my god. That's all that remains of the Persian Empire. You know, their government in exile. That's pretty good for them. That's probably going to get wrecked soon. Oh, Nationalist Spain's there. That's why that bit hasn't actually. Because the Spanish are, like, hiding out there. That's probably going to get captured, to be honest. Because you got 3 divisions attacking 1. Yeah, it's dead. Look capture that little city, why don't you? Let me see what else you need to do. This is the fun. There we go. They're not really choosing to invade there, they're trying to focus more down here. Do over here. The invasion of Slovakia is going pretty well. So the US has cancelled their land lease. I don't know what that means. But alright then. And as suspected, Berlin is still just about in the Soviets' hands, but you know. Little pockets of other countries are forming. That is nationalist Spain for some reason. Apparently it is. Oh yeah. Bloody hell, the Soviet Union's massive now. Like even bigger than real life. Wow. Well, at the time. Pretty much. It's gonna be probably. It's doing pretty well against its war in here. They can get atomic bombs, that would be pretty good for them. And their expansion down south, sort of encircling these areas, seems to be going alright. They're sort of working in a strict basis of trying to loop their way around. There must be a naval battle happening down here. The Battle of the Black Sea. Oh, they sank all there. I guess. Seems to be some Soviets down in it's the Italian area here. That's what it says. This is a big pushing area. They seem to be heading for Nuremberg, where there is a rocket site. Doesn't sound too great, but they can probably capture it. That's what they're pushing like. And then their main area they seem to be focusing on Vinia and like the smaller cities up north like Nuremberg. They're the closest to them. I don't know if they'll be able to capture it obviously, but you know, they can attempt to. If it's effective or not, we can't tell. But what are those little bits there? Oh, that's Slovakia. Yeah, Slovakia's getting shredded. Hardly surprising they've sort of given up there. Oh well, that's not the end of the world. Well, it is for them, but you know. The Legionary Romania has been pushed back, so their forces on the island are cut off. And there we go! Legionary Romania has capitulated. Joseph Stalin announced cowardly Romanians couldn't hold out, blah blah blah. That's really good for them. There are still pockets of what remains of it, but you know, they've capitulated. With Romania out of the war now, pretty much, they have a small foothold, but with being mostly out of the war, they're not going to be able to really do too much. So I'm kind of surprised these guys haven't got involved, but it's probably because they're so far away and they can't really send their troops across because they don't really have much stuff. If it became a world war and like the British came to help them merge into a single war, then possibly. Oh, Japan has lost some victory points. And the German Reich has lost a couple more as well. They're just dealing with the little pockets that remain. Hungary's are losing front now. Mainly because of the fact that this is probably going to be the end, because without Hungary, Romania and Slovakia taking up most of the brunt force of the Soviet army, and the fact that the Turkish and the Iranian government capitulated, means they probably won't be able to hold out for that long. And the funny thing is, because Belgium only has this bit, they can still sort of get their troops up here. But Belgium is technically at the moment, until they can reclaim their land, an African country. What to say that? You know, it is. It's the way the wars went for them. They got invaded and they couldn't hold out. So the nationalist Spain seems to be pushing back up. Doing alright there. Meanwhile, the UK, as usual, hasn't done too much, but can't blame them. They can't really do too much. They can't really land their troops up in France, because that's where most of them, not most of them, but they're in a strict watch there, but they are doing quite a few naval battles. I mean, it's only really if the Germans and the Japanese capitulate and surrender that the other nations will surrender and the war will be officially over for both sides, because if Japan capitulates, they'll only capitulate because it's happening in one of the conflicts. It's involved in all three, but if it does capitulate, you know, that means it retreats on all fronts, you know. Slovakia has capitulated. This was expected. Legionary Romania, or what remains of it, probably will next. They're doing the bloody best to hold it off, though. What remains of Hungary and Legionary Romania. But that does mean up north, places like... Oh, there goes Hungary. Hungary split into tiny little bits, so I'll just mop that all up. It's not great because now they're almost towards Munich, which is the acting capital, which means its victory points have gone up a little bit, I think. So there's Berlin all the way back there. I think that's Berlin. Well, that's Brandenburg. Berlin's probably even more further back. Maybe not, I don't know. Berlin somewhere. There it is. But yeah, that was Berlin. Brandenburg. There it is. I was right. We're basically just mopping up what remains now. Well, look, there goes Munich. They're heading for Frankfurt, which is oh no, Essen, which is the acting capital, which is worth 10 victory points. The German Reich is 94%. Look, it's because if it loses Essels, then they've lost pretty much. Essen, I mean, not Essels. That's the shipping's flottle. If they lose Essen, then they've lost. Pretty much, they're gonna have to surrender because Essen is worth 10, but that's still enough to go over the edge. I mean, the loss of Frankfurt has basically sealed their fate. They can't really recover from that. With no real aid anymore. I mean, sure, technically Legionary Romania and that still exists, and the Hungary, but they can't do a thing about it. There it goes. Pause that. The German Reich has capitulated. The cowardly German nation could no longer withstand the pressure from the overwhelming presence of Soviet forces. The German government chose to flee the country and has gone into exile. The main forces capitulated and Soviet units now control their home area. And look, there's France. What about Germany, I hear you ask? Oh, they'll disappear soon. Look, that's the war now. Basically, the German Reich probably still have some troops in the war. They will only surrender, it says, if Japan gets taken, so they're probably going to do stuff for Japan now. They seem to be just defending their border now. Watch on French. Nationalist Spain is their own real target, so they'll probably go try and take out that next. I mean, the other French are like getting involved here and everything. The Romanian invasion has gone brilliantly for the Soviets. I mean, they still have that little bit of land up in Crimea, but it's not like they can get reinforcement up there. There's Brits up there too, so you know. There you go, there's Hungary's gone. It's just what remains of Romania. They're just mopping up like what's left. Everyone here is basically peaceful of each other. See that little bit of land is the German right. There's no actual troops there, but you know. Got a little bit there too, but you know. The reason for that is the French are now all helping out with the Romanians here. I mean, look at that, 7 divisions and then 10 divisions. 11 divisions, 9, 8, 7. Wow. Yeah, look. A small bit of strip of land is being desperately fought over. Literally, the only thing there is like a farm. Oh, bugger, there it goes. Oh, and it's gone. RIP Romania, it's finally been destroyed. Which now means the only real power in the world really opposing the Allies and the Soviet Union and its allies, Mongolia, Sianking, and a couple other smaller states, like, what's that? Oh no, that's British Raj. Is the new Persian Empire, which is getting shreked anyway, and Japan. Now, the invasion of Japan will be quite hard because they don't really have much of a naval fleet, but it's taken quite a while to, you know, get all their troops over there. Basically, unless the Americans get involved, the Soviet Union cannot do anything about it. I mean, they could do their best to, but you know, their best won't be enough. Sorry about this, I've got a bit of lag happening. I'm just going to pause it quick. I'm just going to sort this out. There we go. Sorry about that. That was really weird. It just all started lagging, but I found the problem. It's because I forgot to go on observe mode. But now I am in observe mode, see? So that's good. What's going on in the world? Oh, the US has declared they are going to justify a war goal with Japan. Oh. And if they can get that war goal to go, they might join one of the allies of the Axis. Who knows? The Soviet forces don't seem to be doing too much. The only thing they really seem to be doing is dealing with, they're just protecting their new land. But obviously a big chunk of new land. But you know. Do you think they can hold it? I mean, look, the UK is now invading. They never lost Gibraltar. I'm surprised. They barely held it, but they kept it. Congrats to them. Oh, something just happened. Oh, Free France is holding out pretty well. Oh, look at Greece. They've got all their land back from that little bit of Italy. They could finally get Italy out the war. Maybe Yugoslavia will do it. Or Greece, probably Greece. A little bit of Italy down there too. Oh no, that's Australia. That's the only Italy left. I'm surprised, but, you know. Congrats to them for holding it, I mean. So yeah, their war goal. They had the biggest piece of tension. Probably because, you know, they're quite a big world decider. They might make their own little war or they'll just get involved themselves. The Italian-Greek War is basically lost. They've capitulated. They've capitulated. Basically, everyone on the sea except nationalist Spain has capitulated. But they've lost a lot of their victory. Oh, and Japan. But, you know, the Japanese can't... all the wars won't end until Japan surrenders or nationalist Spain. Because nationalist Spain isn't actually a power yet. It hasn't got big enough land or enough political gain to be a world power, unlike Japan. So because of that, if Japan's fine. If they've got to sit on their lovely little island, we'll just hold out there. But here come the bombers of the Soviets. They got a couple of ships in the dock. See, which are planning, it seems, to go on a quite long trip for some reason. They're heading all the way over to... Oh wow, they're going on a very long journey. All nationalist Spain just capitulated. Alright then. They're heading on a long journey all the way up into... Oh my god, the US has declared war on Japan. So look, Ganzalona. Oh, and the US has joined the Allies. What's that? That is... Philippines has also joined the Allies. This could be the end. That little chunk of land is, what's that even? That is... Oh, that's the Soviets. All those yellows, still that yellow in the north that the Soviets trying to deal with is the, what remains of the brilliantly flawed national Spain. However, with America and the Philippines now getting involved in the war, Philippines might get invaded, but you know, they might be able to survive, I don't know. But the US declaring war on Japan will probably bring quite a quick end. I mean, look, you got the US already lost 10. I mean, they've been involved before already in the war, but only now have they decided to come in. Probably because, you know, they've dealt with everything else. They're like, oh, let's just grab a bit of land. So it's just dealing with the remains of, you know, nationalist Spain. See, in this alternate universe, it almost seemed likely that the Nazis were going to win. But then the Soviets launched their super campaign to take out Finland, the Baltics, Poland, Hungary, Romania, and Slovakia, and the German Reich, and they did it. They did it completely. Like, no problem, whatever. Just a couple of chunks. There's quite a big resistance in some areas, especially in the German area. That's not to be surprised. I mean, look, that there. It's all ours. Yeah. Wait, what? Oh, they're the quiz their state, you know. Alright then. Let's look at the resource map mode. That works pretty well. Just leaves zoomed out. So it's December, or almost. Maybe we could go on a little bit longer, but you know, with the loss of what remains of them, I'm surprised. But at least Malaya got a bit of land. Lucky them. None of the southern states, or you know, not states. You know what I mean? None of the southern parts of South America, you know, of America, Blair. None of South America got involved. In simple sense. I don't know what they're gonna try and do against Japan. I mean, they've got quite a big, you know, everything. Japan hate the Soviets, and we hate them. So we don't, you know what I mean? Because I mean, they're bloody fascists. They're like Germany, and the Soviets wrecked Germany. Operation Z. I don't know. Seriously surprised no one's tried invading Japan yet. Like, seriously. Can they physically not? Is that their issue? Is it like the UK where it physically cannot be invaded? Who knows? Oh well, we're going to end it off here. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed. We got a save. And then this episode was a massive there. I mean, oh, look at the changes happening in the world. Soviet Union shreked everyone. The end.